Hi my dears, welcome back to a new cottage vlog. It's a lovely summer day today, but it's supposed to rain any minute. I think I can already feel some drops. And I thought I would harvest a little bit because the red currants are ready and I don't want them to get too soggy, and some other bits and bobs, so let's do this.
It's a lovely feeling to finally be able to harvest things after the hard work in the spring. The end of winter and spring always feels like summer is never going to come, and then all of a sudden everything is ready to harvest all at the same time. I'll show you later in this video what my favorite preserves are and what I make with the harvest.
Here we go, we have some salad, red currant, radishes, strawberries, a cucumber and some broad beans, and of course the flowers that I picked.
I'm going to cook some blueberry jam with the blueberries I picked in the forest today. And my number one top tip for blueberry jam is marzipan. It's like an almondy paste, if you don't know. The Germans love it, and so do I. And yeah, I'm just gonna put some of that into it while boiling it. And then of course also some vanilla and yeah, just sugar stuff. Just a basic jam basically, with a twist.
I just picked these wildflowers from near the fields. These I think are wild carrots that are kind of done, but they look so cool, I think. And I'm not sure what this is, no idea. But I wanted to show you this garden bed that I have here. It is, yeah, I think it's the most proud I've ever been of a garden bed because I love the color so much. The original idea came when my grandma gifted me this seed set from Juradal. Ooh, there's a wasp. And it had like nicotiana, some zinnias, some whimsical stuffing for the bouquets. I'm not sure what are they called, but I think it was like called a bouquet set. And I just planted all of these seeds, and most of them really worked out great. And I decided to combine them with some dahlias and some gladiolus. So the gladiolus is called, I think, dingadong. It's like a lime green gladiolus. And this dahlia is called Sundered Mystery Fox, I think. And I don't know, I just love how it turned out. The Cosmos doesn't fit super well into there, but those zinnias and the Nicotiana, the lime green one, it's just so pretty and it smells really good. So yeah, I want to make a bouquet with that. So that's what I'm gonna do. I am so happy with how this turned out. It is so beautiful. Look at that. It's exactly the vision that I had in mind when I received the package from my grandma. I think it's such cool like color combos. Usually I do lots of pink in my garden, but having this lime green with red is just so stunning. I love it. I'm pretty sure the garlic is ready to be harvested, so I'm gonna take a look if it's actually the case and then get it out of the soil. Let's see. There's some carrots between the garlic, so I want to make sure that I don't dig out any carrots. That is looking really good. I'm happy with that. Yes! Nice! Ta-da! Aren't these so gorgeous? So I hope they're gonna last me for another year. Now that the garlic is out of the way, I'm going to sow some carrots, some purple varieties, orange and a red variety. And yeah, as you can see, there's already some growing, so I'm gonna sow around those. They're usually like 1 centimeter depth, so I'm gonna do that. Just gonna make a mix. And I'm also going to try and sow some more beans. They haven't showed up at all or were eaten by snails or slugs in the beginning stages. So I'm just gonna give it another try. And they need 3 centimeters. Just gonna pop them in between. Let's hope they're gonna work this time. We'll see. One thing I find super awesome is that you can just harvest those poppy seed buds when they're dry, and then take a container and just empty them. And then you'll have a bunch of poppy seeds. These are, I think, giant poppies in the shade Lawrence Grape, a beautiful one. And yeah, it's pretty genius.
You guys know that I love my ferments and preserves, and this summer I made quite a few experiments, I would say. Sometimes people ask me why I don't just eat everything fresh from the garden, which obviously would make sense. But for me, it's more about preserving the summer a little bit and indulging from it in the winter, because the winter is so long up here. We almost have like 6 months of winter, and it can get well, it is quite depressing at some point. So I always try to preserve some bits of spring and summer so that I can have that in the winter. And also, you know that I'm a foodie. I love to experiment with different flavors, with like umami, and the fermentation process just transforms vegetables and fruit into something so cool. So yeah, I've been fermenting and preserving and pickling and that kind of stuff. So I thought I would talk you through what I have going at the moment. First of all, white asparagus. This is local asparagus from Sweden, which is super cool. And I have fermented it, I think, in 3% brine. And yeah, I always weigh it down with some just plastic bags with water in it. Lovely stuff. I've already tried one batch and it's so good. I can't wait to eat it in autumn and winter. Then I tried pickling some green strawberries. I haven't tried them yet, but very intrigued about those. What I always do is dry my roses, my pink roses. I love to use this in tea, but you can also powder it up and, you know, have it as a pink powder on cakes, just like as decor. Then I did some rhubarb experiments. One is pickled, just with like an acidic brine, and one is fermented. It's fermenting away, and you can see like little bubbles coming up. So this is tasting really nice. Love that stuff. And this is actually rhubarb from my garden. What else do I have? Oh yeah, this stuff. So I found this recipe online. It's with red currants, and we had a bunch of red currants in the garden. So I used those. I think it's also made with some peppers and spices, and it's actually like a nice chutney. For example, if I have some sourdough bread, some fried chanterelle, and then this on top, it's really good. Then of course jams. Jams are always nice. One is wild strawberry jam. It was only 1 glass. I picked a lot, but still just 1 glass, but very excited to have this in the winter. Some homemade strawberry jam. I always add some vanilla. And the blueberry jam I cooked yesterday. I haven't tried it. It looks like it's a little bit more thick than I would like. But then again, if it's not super thick, then it might not be preserved as well. So happy with that. And then I thought I would update you. I'm not sure if I showed you this recipe earlier in the vlog, but I had those yuzus earlier this year, and I made yuzu kosher from it. This stuff is sensational. Oh, it smells so good, and I use it actually. So that's good. And then these I started today. These are 2 experiments again. I recently got this book. This is the Noma Guide to Fermentation. I will say this is like the most nerdiest cookbook I have ever read, or I haven't read it all because it's kind of nuts what they use. They have like fermentation chambers and kind of equipment that are not really, you know, easily accessible to someone like me. So I'm like 50-50 about this. This is really good for someone who wants to really do a deep dive into fermentation and like kojis and that kind of stuff, which I do want to do. But then like if it's not easily accessible, I'm not sure how practical this will be. But yeah, I found one recipe that is super easy, and that's lacto-fermented blueberries. And it's this one. I weighed it down with like a water, like plastic bag with water in it again. I use those instead of fermentation weights, much cheaper in my opinion. And yeah, I'm gonna let those ferment for like 5 days. and then see what it tastes like. And this is blackcurrant. Tommy was kind enough to pick some from our blackcurrant bushes, and now those are starting to ferment. And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with all of my preserving at the moment. But I mean, there's more to come, of course. You know me, I never stop. Oh, and I also really want to make tofu finally. I have this tofu making thing, this kit, and I still haven't done it. So I will be doing that in the near future. Stay tuned for that. Speaking of preserving, I found this inspo on Pinterest, which are these beautiful labels for jams and stuff. And I thought, how hard can it get? So I'm in the process of designing my own, just like a little mock-up, and then I'm just gonna print it out on white paper. I don't even have nice paper for it, but I thought if I gift some of them to my family, for example, it would be nice to have like my own little design. So yeah, I'm gonna take you guys with me and we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I did a mock-up of what I want. I made it in German just so that my relatives can understand what they're getting. Okay, so this is what we're working with. I have the ingredients up here, and then the names and some little illustrations, and then oh, Johanna down there, because that's who I am at my core. I'm joking. Okay, I'm going to cut them out and then stick them on. So the plan is I cut out like some craft paper, and I got these, well, I got one of these. I'm not even sure what they called in English, but the plan is to put those on. Like so, and then put the label like this and stick it on. Give me a second. This is the blueberry one. How cute. Now I just have to stick it on. I'm so happy with it. Look at this. Strawberries done too. Take care, my dears, and see you soon.